The Elizabeth Smart kidnapping case captivated our nation back in 2002 when the 14-year-old girl was abducted from her Utah home in the middle of the night. Tonight, a 13 News exclusive. Elizabeth talks with me about the 9 months she was held captive.
The word has evolved over time.
Elizabeth Smart is a survivor.
For me, I feel like the word survivor is synonymous with strength, with being strong.
My wife screamed, "Call 911."
Her kidnapping ordeal that once captivated the country is now the focus of a Netflix documentary.
Elizabeth Smart was a 14-year-old girl.
Kidnapped Elizabeth Smart takes viewers back to June 5th, 2002.
I was kidnapped out of my bed at knifepoint. I was taken up into the mountains behind my home. I was chained up, I was held captive, I was raped, I was abused.
For the next 9 months, Elizabeth Smart was held by Brian David Mitchell and Wanda Barzee.
How could this be happening to me? Why was this happening to me? Why would anybody want to kidnap me? It was like having a nightmare, but not being able to wake up and realize that the nightmare actually was reality.
Our community had mobilized.
The Netflix documentary looks at the massive search in Utah.
We weren't going to just leave it to the authorities.
She's out there. We could not give up.
Weeks and months went by with no sign of the teen girl. Then, 9 months later, Elizabeth Smart was spotted in Sandy, Utah. She was rescued and reunited with her family on March 12th, 2003.
The next thing I remember was just the door bursting open and my dad running into the room. And I just remember him hugging me and crying and just saying over and over, "Elizabeth, is it really you?" And that really was when I felt like everything was going to be okay. That's when I really felt like I was safe for the first time because my dad was there.
Elizabeth Smart testified against her captors at their trial.
Because I didn't hear anybody else ever talking about sexual violence. I didn't hear anyone else ever talking about rape. I certainly grew up never hearing anyone admitting that anything like that had happened to them.
Brian David Mitchell is serving a life sentence for Smart's kidnapping and assaults. His wife, Wanda Barzee, was sentenced to 15 years in federal prison for her role in the abduction. Barzee was released from prison in 2018.
She had sat there and watched me being raped, and she'd encouraged it. And then she would tell me things that she didn't think I was doing well enough, or that I wasn't behaving the way I was supposed to behave. I mean, she didn't protect me.
Could you ever forgive Brian and Wanda for what they did to you?
I feel like I have my own definition of forgiveness, which basically means loving yourself enough to let go of the past and not carry that weight around with you every day. I feel like I have loved myself enough that I don't just sit and think of my captivity and it doesn't haunt me, and I'm not scared to go to sleep at night. That being said, I never want to see them again.
Elizabeth Smart is now a popular public speaker, the author of 3 books, including Detours, Hope and Growth After Life's Hardest Turns. She created the Elizabeth Smart Foundation, empowering survivors and providing hope.
We all experience dark times, and specifically to survivors of sexual violence and rape and exploitation, to know that there is still hope for a better future.
Elizabeth has this advice for other victims of sexual assault.
I would want them to know that there isn't anything that anyone else can do to you that can take away your value, that you were born with value and no one else can take that away from you. You might feel like, well, I'm just going to be known as the girl that was raped, or I'm just going to be known as the girl that was kidnapped for the rest of my life. But you don't have to be. And you get to choose. You get to choose how people see you, or you get to choose how you present yourself. You get to choose what defines you, and you do that by how you live every day of your life.
Elizabeth is now 38. She's married with 3 children. I was a news anchor in Salt Lake the day that she was abducted.
Oh, wow.
And we spent months praying for Elizabeth. And when she was finally rescued, I was here at Channel 13 and can remember sitting at my desk and hearing that she was found alive. I couldn't believe it. So the first thing I told Elizabeth when I saw her was, I am so glad you're alive.
Yeah.
Because much of the country didn't think that that was possible.
After 9 months of captivity?
For sure.
No, that's a long time.
She is a courageous woman, and she's doing amazing things for the community, for sure.
And I love that she loves herself, and that's most important.
That's for
And
sure.
I like that.
Thanks.